Hey, what's going on, beautiful jellyfish? It's Tracy. Thank you so much for taking a little bit of time and your day to hang out with me. I really appreciate it. In today's video, we're going to be talking about cards I want reprinted. This is part 4. Basically, what I like to do is like to go through and think about cards that I think it would be really cool to be reprinted. What?
Did you call me?
No.
Call me.
It's okay. I love you. Bye.
I thought something went wrong and you needed it.
What?
I thought something went wrong with
Oh, no. Everything's great. Thank you. Love you. Okay, so something I like to do in these videos is I like to talk about cards I want reprinted, and I talk about, you know, if a card hasn't been reprinted in a really long time, or I just need to say this. If you know me, I love foil magic cards. Like, seriously, I love them. And some of these cards have not been given enough chances to be foil, which is a great segue into our first card. Let's talk about our little friend here. It's probably not a little friend. It's actually a pretty large friend. His name is Beastmaster Ascension. And Beastmaster Ascension has been printed a total of 6 times. And you might be like, Tracy, why do you want this card reprinted? Well, I'll tell you why, girl. Let me tell you. This card has been printed a total of 1 time in foil, and that is in My Friend and Yours, Zendikar. We love a Zendikar moment. In the foil right now, as I'm looking it up, the day I am filming this, our lightly played foils are about $25 for Beastmaster Ascension, which is not egregious. It's not unheard of. But, like, this is one of those cards that, like, just reprint it. Like, are we worried about this in, like, standard? There are these other products that you could release, like Battle Bond 2, where this would do a really great job. Just saying, plug for Battle Bond 2. Or just like anything, like Commander Legends. Oh my gosh, this is a great card in Commander Legends. Clearly it's a staple. You've been printing it in these Commander sets. It's a staple. We love Beastmaster Ascension. We just want to see it being reprinted more in foil. I mean, I want to see it. I don't know if you want to see it, but I do. Sometimes it's about me, sometimes it's about us. It depends. Okay. This next card, I feel like no one will probably care about this card. But that's okay, because I care about this card. And that's this little card called, and I always cannot say this, is it Terrarian? Terrarian? That sounds right. Generator. A lot of people do not know what this card does. And this card was printed a total of 3 times, and its only foil is in Nemesis, and the lightly played foils are about $50 by the time I am filming this, which is a lot for a foil. So I think this card is so cool. I have this in Omnath, and I like this card. I just think it's really cool. I think it's really, I like it because Omnath does obviously like a lot of mana acceleration, and sometimes I just have an excess of lands. I just need to play more lands, and Terrarian Generator like gets me there. I like it. I think this is a really cool card. I feel like you could print this and it wouldn't break things. So like, just saying, it's like could use a reprint. Okay, here's one that definitely needs a reprint, and I make it a little bit of like, Tracy, that was just reprinted, but like Linvala, Keeper of Silence. Okay. So Linvala is 3 times printed, and Modern Horizon, I'm sorry, that is not true. Modern Masters 2017 foils are $75 doll hairs. Lightly played one from Rise of the Eldrazi is like $150, which is egregious. So Linvala, it is your time, girl. It's your time to shine. We want to see you. We love to see a Linvala moment. Like this in like a modern whatever, like just do it in there. Like why not? Like this is a great card. I feel like there's a lot of people that would be really interested in this card being reprinted. No? It was printed when I say recently, was Jumpstart in 2019? Is that recent? I don't know. Maybe that really wasn't that recent. But considering 2021's almost over, but you know, here we are. No concept of time. I think this card's really cool. I think it needs a reprint. Speaking of things that like desperately. It's been printed 1 time, guys. 1 time. Archangel of Ties. Man, gosh, I feel like Origins, y'all, Origins just gets the short end of the stick. Like we do not pay attention to core sets and Origins and like all this stuff, and there's some good cards in there, man. This card is one of them. Archangel of Ties is so incredibly good. It's such a good, like, death and taxes-y type card. And one thing I love so much about it is a lot of the angels, especially recently that they've been printing, are these higher CMC angels, which there's nothing wrong with that. But I'm at this point where in angels where I see this new angel bomb and I'm like, well, I already have like 18 other angel bombs. How many more can I have before like my curve is like ridiculous? I need a couple of lower CMC stuff. Like having a 4-mana angel is really good in my deck. I need cards like this in there, and I have this. I'd love to get this card in foil. It's a really good card. Really cool. Like, oh, it's a great card. Okay. Wow, this card. Gosh, I don't even know like how to talk about this card, if I'm going to be very real with you guys. Zacama, Primal, Calamity. Yeah, cool. Sorry, guys. I cannot pronounce words today. Like, we're not doing so well in that department. Okay, story about this card. I was looking at things for my Naya deck, and in lists, Sakama had come up, and I was like, whoa, this card is super cool and super powerful. And I was like, wow, this card is like a little expensive, which I totally get. This card's a house, an actual house. Also, people on this card as commander too, which totally respect, get it. And then I looked up the price of the promo that I would like, which is the pre-release promo, and it's actually come down in price since the last time I looked at it. Last time I looked at it, it was over $100. This time we're only at like $75 for the foil. This card is so incredibly good. Like, I don't even know. This is such a good card. Like, honestly, should this card be printed? I really don't think this card should exist. It's so incredibly strong, and I really, really want it. And I think I'm like, a lot of times I like the way I feel about cards is I'm like, oh yeah, like that's really cool. Like, I'd like to get that, but I like really want this card. I really want this card in foil, and I just need it to be more affordably priced because that's a lot of money for a foil card. But even the non-foil, I mean, it's $30. Like, that's still, like, you know, for a card, that was a lot. So yeah, great card. I really hope this card gets reprinted. It was printed in Rivals of Ixalan, and then it had the pre-release, and then it was in the promo pack core set 2020. I don't know if those are foil though. I don't think so. Oh, those are foil? What? I did not know that. Oh, those are like $100. Okay. Oh, they have the little planeswalker symbol. Yeah, got it. There's also a Judge promo too. That says pre-sale. I'm really confused about a lot of Judge promos. I don't know what it is. I cannot keep up with Judge promos these days. I don't know. I don't get it. Okay, let's talk about the buddy lands. I really like buddy lands. If you're not familiar with that term buddy lands, it's basically just a word to describe these types of lands. And basically what they state is it says it enters the battlefield tapped unless you control a forest or an island. So if you're playing those colors, for example, if you're playing like 2 mana colors or whatever, it very easily comes in untapped, and it adds either color to your pool. And to be honest with you guys, these cards are pretty expensive for, not to say they're not worth the expense, because I definitely think buddy lands are great, but they're a little bit like, oh, we could use a reprint in these, you know what I mean? They've been printed in Dominaria, Innistrad, OG Innistrad. They obviously have the pre-release and then the promo pack. So 4 times, I guess I'd count those. I guess I would count the pre-release and then the promo pack, I guess. But anyways, this card is really, or these cards, I should say, are incredibly strong. I love having them in my commander decks, and I'd love to pick more of these up. They're just a little bit on the pricey side. You know, they're about like $7-8 or whatever for the non-foil, which is, you know, for some people, like that's a decent amount of money. The foil is about double that. So I think the buddy lands are incredibly strong, and I'd love to see them reprinted. So okay, the next card, this card bums me out. Rustic Study. So I said this before, I believe, but I don't support Therese Nielsen anymore, and I don't want her cards in my collection anymore. And one of the biggest cards that, and I've honestly thought about doing a whole video on this, and I've just always kind of stopped myself, and I think at this point it's pretty old news. I don't know if anyone would care, but honestly, I think this point is still relevant though, and the point that I'm going to make here is the thing that really bothers me about this particular card is that the only way to get the non-version of the Therese Nielsen art, if you want to buy it, is by getting the Judge promo, which is beautiful. It's $200. When you can buy a regular not foil for about $30. $30 and $200 is a huge difference. And to be honest with you guys, I do think that this promo is absolutely stunning. And I want to acquire more Rhystic Studies, but $200 is a lot of money. And I think, like, if there's just, like, one, like, yes, I film these videos for fun, and I'm just like, oh, yeah, like, you know, these are, like, fun cards that I want reprinted. But, like, on a, like, legitimate serious note, like, for people like me who don't feel comfortable supporting this artist anymore, I think it's just way better to give, like, I wish that there was something that could be done about this, because it bothers me that I have a Rhystic Study that's not in the Judge promo art. Like, it bothers me that that's in my collection, but I want to run the card. You know what I mean? It's just like, it's something that I don't know what the answer is. I don't know what the solution is. Like, yes, reprinting the card would obviously help, but I wish, even, like, broader than that, I wish that there was something to be done, because it's like, I don't want this card in my collection anymore, but I want to run it, but I don't support the artist and I don't want the art. So, anyways, yeah. Really enjoy this card, and I really hope that it does get a reprint. And, like, I would say, like, the one, if there was just, like, one card on this list that I would really push for getting a reprint, it would 100% be Rustic Study. Like, seriously. Okay, on a lighter note, let's talk about Mana Crypt. Mana Crypt has been printed, like, a bunch of times. That's not the point. The point is your girl needs, like, I don't even know how many of these I need. Maybe like 2. I feel like I'd be really happy if I had 2. Really happy if I had 1. Anyways, this card's been printed so many times, and I just think we just need to keep going. We should keep that train rolling, you know? Keep printing this card, and maybe one day I will acquire one, and that will be like a really good day. And I'm gonna talk about this with another card in a little bit, and I'll kind of talk about why. But yeah, cool. That's Ancient Tomb. Okay, the next card is Oracle of Mul Daya. This card's been printed 2 times. Zendikar and Jumpstart, 1 time in foil, Zendikar. And the card is decently priced at non-foil. It's about $20. The foil of the Zendikar one is, this went up in price. It's a little bit over $100 to get, like, a lightly played Oracle, which is a lot of money. I actually own a foil one of these. It was a gift. Paul got it for me, and I think he spent like $85 on it. This was like a little bit ago, and I think this card's incredibly good. Well worth the money. Like, if you're just like looking to just get this card, like, this card's great. No foil or not foil, this card is amazing. Like, get this card. But yeah, I would just really like to see this card be reprinted. Like, it would just be really cool. You know, it was printed in Jumpstart, which I know was like a more supplemental set, so I could foresee them if they didn't want to print this in like a standard legal set. I totally get that, but you know, just saying, like, Battle Bond 2, like, that'd be a really great thing, you know? Will I ever stop talking about Battle Bond 2? No, I don't think I will. Okay. I have really strong feelings about Battle Bond 2. Okay, the last card is Ancient Tomb, and I might have mentioned Ancient Tomb, or I mentioned this card in a bunch of my videos, but I really would love for Ancient Tomb to get a reprint, because, you know, as I'm working through what I want my commander decks to look like, and I'm very happy with the way a lot of I'm very happy. All my decks, I love them all. Like, they're all wonderful. And I think a card like this is just one that I'd like to get to just make my decks a little bit better. And, like, I feel like Ancient Tomb is just so incredibly strong. I really, really, really want to get this card. I actually need one of these, like, base. Like, I own one, and I have it, and I want to get another one. It's just one of those cards that's just been a little bit pricey. Even the non-foil is pricey. So yeah, I would just really love to see this card get a reprint in something. Yeah, it's really good. So yeah, guys, that is everything for talking about cards I want reprinted. I actually, funny enough, do not have part 5 planned, and my wish list has gotten significantly shorter, which is great. So I don't really have a lot of stuff that's coming up that I'm really pining for. Maybe after I like builds, you know, a new deck or something like that, or, you know, if I look through like Riku and Reen, I'll like figure things out of like cards that I'm like, oh, I didn't mention these other parts. I'd really like to see this card being reprinted. But to be honest with you guys, I feel like things have been very, you know, I've just been getting a lot of cards, and yeah. So that was everything for this video. I'd really like to know what you guys think about the cards I mentioned. If there's any cards that you think need a reprint, I'd really like to know in a comment below. Subscribe to my channel if you're not already, and I'll catch you in my next one.